welcome to the Mandatory. Remember to follow us at the Mandatory TKO on wherever you go for social media, TikTok, IG, Twitter. And also, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. And thank you for everyone that's already been rocking with us. Lots to get into here on this episode of the Mandatory Show, Bryan. So why don't we get right up in it? Let's talk about Errol Spence Jr. He had eye surgery. And he said this is the eye that affected him in the Bud Crawford fight. Is it time for him to hang up the gloves? And do you think his eye was the main reason why he had so much trouble with Terence Bud Crawford?
Well, that's what he says. The latter part, not the part about potentially hanging up the gloves. Though he is in his mid-30s, and he did respond to a fan on Twitter. We're still calling it Twitter, saying that basically there's a reason he got hit with a lot of jabs or whatever the case may be. And he also said to somebody else that if he retired right now, he'd be set financially for life, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure would be the case given the amount of big fights Errol Spence has had over the years. So as it pertains to this cataract surgery, he said on his IG story, had to get the cataract surgery. It's been past due. Shit was covering my eye. Why do you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks? Still a great performance by bro, talking about Terence Crawford and basically alluding to this being something that was bothering him leading up to the fight. And people don't like when fighters seem to come with excuses after big losses and big spots. Errol Spence seems to have one. I don't know what to make of this. I just know that it wasn't a close enough fight for me to determine that, like there wasn't a moment Errol Spence had in the fight that made me think this is going to go differently the second time I just hit my mic. And we know that for a fact because like it was such a one-sided ass whooping. I don't think it matters, but hopefully Errol Spence does get healed because, we would like to see him in the ring again, but at the same time, he's in his mid-30s and it's not going to be an easy comeback even if he does do that.
Yeah, and I mean, his one loss is Terence Bud Crawford, and that's not a bad loss to have, but I think it's the way that he lost that is probably the biggest issue and why people have dropped him off many top 10 lists, top 15 lists, just the way that he fought against Bud. Now, do I think the eye was an issue? I don't think the eye was a massive issue in the fight, maybe a little bit. But either way, I think Bud was going to be landing that jab because he was landing it so easily. So I don't think it was an eye issue. I just think Bud is that much better than Spence, and it was shown in the ring. And people can talk about preparation, and I hate it when fighters as well say, this is the reason why I struggled because of this. It's like, then you shouldn't have fought. Then you probably shouldn't have fought if you're going to put it all on the line. And so that's probably the biggest thing for me. It's like, don't come back months later and be like, yo, I got to get this eye surgery, and this is why I lost. Like, come on, man. You had a very, very bad performance. So we'll see what Spence does. Of course, there is a second fight that he opted into, and we're going to get Bud and Spence too. Let's see if the eye surgery after 8 weeks actually helps him, if he's going to look better in the ring. Is this eye surgery going to make him a better boxer in the ring against Terence Bud Crawford? Like, what do you think, Bryan? Do you think it's going to have an impact on how he boxes?
Hopefully, because I don't want to see him go out the way he did the first time. And also I want to note that if the fight does happen now, which contractually is supposed to be the case, meaning the rematch between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, we're not going to see it for a while. Okay. If the surgery just happened, like this was all posted Monday of this past week. So whenever you're hearing this was posted, the episode not posted on January 8th. The eye surgery was the episode a couple days after the fact. And this just happening now, you said 8 weeks, maybe it's longer, who knows, because the actual recovery period, I mean, if you're a boxer, an eye surgery is something that needs
and then
special
he
care
probably
for.
wants a 12-week camp at least or something like that, right?
So we're
He's
looking
gonna
at the
want
summer
like a serious
basically.
camp. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't think I would be mad at, to be perfectly honest, because I think we've gotten used to seeing Bud only fight once a year anyways. So if we ended up getting it sometime in the summer, there's other options for Bud, and that's exactly